This is the cash flow diagram. Cash flow diagram. All right. We must understand there are two things in life when it comes to money and how we spend it, okay? We can either spend it on two things, all right? And there's no in between, there's no exceptions, all right? And the two things we can spend our money on that'll either benefit us or destroy us are assets. We can either spend our money on assets or liabilities. This says liabilities. If it's spelled wrong, just know it says liabilities, all right? So our money is gonna go these two ways only, all right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't get away from it just because you feel like you're special. No, our money is only gonna go two ways. It's either gonna go to an asset or a liability. Now, what's the difference between an asset and a liability? In simple terms, an asset is going to put more money back into your pocket, like Robert Kiyosaki said, all right? If you buy assets, they're going to put more money back into your pocket. You buy an asset, over time, it'll come more money. You buy an asset, over time, it'll come more money, okay? But if you spend your money on liabilities, guess what? All you're doing is throwing it in the trash, okay? If you decide to pay for liabilities, all you're doing is throwing money in the trash instead of spending it on assets and having your assets pay for your liabilities, okay? Because we have to understand that we have to make our money work for us, and that is called an asset, all right? What are some assets we can invest in? Let me grab my handy dandy notepad here, all right? Some assets we can invest in is the stock market. Okay, that's one option. Okay. Market. If we take our hard-earned money and put it in the stock market is going to give us back our money times 2 or times 3, okay? Because it's an asset. Assets put money back into our pockets. We can put it into bonds. Okay? If we take our hard-earned money right here and we buy bonds, those bonds are going to come right back and put it back in our pocket times 1 or times 2 times 3 because it's an asset, all right? Assets put money back into your pocket. We can pay for mutual funds. We can buy mutual funds. If we decide to get a mutual fund with the cash we've made, guess what? That mutual fund is going to put money right back into our pocket times 1 times 2 times 3. Assets are things that are going to give us our return. It's called an ROI, return on investment. We spend our money on investments for it to return greater, for it to be more. We buy assets for more money, okay? It grows over time. We can buy crypto. We already know what's going on with crypto. The world is moving to crypto, guys. So if we buy crypto, guess what? That crypto is going to produce a lot more money than the money you put in. Why? Because it's an asset. Assets are appreciating assets, okay? Appreciating. These things right here are appreciating assets. I'm gonna put AA. A. They're appreciating assets. We have to understand when we buy appreciating assets, when we take our hard-earned money and we buy appreciating assets, those appreciating assets like the stock market, bonds, mutual funds, crypto, are going to put money back into our pocket times 10, times 1, times 2, times 3, up to 10, okay? Now, what about liabilities? What are some liabilities? Here's where most people, this is why most people are struggling, because our money is spent before we even get it, all right? Before we even get our money, we have to put it towards light bills. We have to put it towards our cars, like let's say a credit card. Well, a credit card can be used as an asset, but in most people's cases, credit cards and debt are liabilities. because we don't understand how to utilize it. All right, so credit, or let's say debt. Debt, all right? As soon as we get paid, some of our money has to go to debt, which means we've lost it. It's gone, all right? What about your lease or rent or your lease? Sorry, guys. Let me write a little bit better for y'all. Your lease / rent. Let's say your lease / rent, it needs to be paid. As soon as you get money, your money is already gone to the lease, which means it's gone forever. It'll never give you a return on your investment. It'll never give you back more money than you put in, because once you pay your rent, it's gone. It's gone. Once you pay your debt, that money you paid is gone. All right? You will never see it again. It's never coming back. What about some subscriptions? Everybody has Hulu, Netflix, Yahoo, all this other stuff we don't know what we paying for. I know y'all seen all the commercials where it's like, if you don't know how much your subscriptions are paying for, gym memberships, club memberships, sorority payment dues, fraternity payment dues, these are all liabilities. Why? Because they're not putting money back into your pocket, all right? You're losing money. When you buy groceries, you have lost money. The groceries are not going to put money back in your pocket. Now, I'm not saying the groceries are a liability, but they're not going to give you money. So in that case, for me, it makes it a liability. What about a phone plan? Guys, these are very simple ways of understanding what I'm trying to say, okay? Once you pay for your phone plan, your $50, it's gone, all right? That phone plan isn't going to give you money. That $50 you paid is in the trash now. It's gone forever, all right? This is the difference between assets and liabilities. I'm going to give you guys another one for assets. You can buy gold and silver. You can buy gold and silver. Guess what? If you put your money into gold and silver is going to give you the money right back. Times 1, times 2, times 3. Why? Because assets give money. Assets put money in your pocket once you pay for it over a certain amount of time. So gold is going to forever rise, guys. Gold and silver are going to forever rise in price, which makes this an asset, all right? This is cash flow, guys. You have to understand, when you get money, you need to take some out to buy some assets, so that way you can benefit from it later, all right? If you continue to just pay for liabilities without any assets, you will always be poor, because your money is always going to be deducting instead of multiplying, instead of multiplying, instead of multiplying, instead of multiplying. You're deducting, all right? This is the cash flow diagram. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to say it one more time just so we are clear, man. When we get money, we need to spend it more on assets, and we need to spend as much money on assets as possible, because assets are going to pay for our living expenses eventually. If I put in $1,000 into gold and silver, I shouldn't have said that. No, I'm gonna end it right there. No.